Hello, collective. This is Ellie of HERBCRAFT by Ellie Apothecary, recording outside in my beautiful woodland backyard today. Just pulled Cosmic Energy Oracle. We have Adventure, Harmony, Bravery, and Determination. This reading is going to be for whatever you need to hear, experience, know right now. The moon is in Aquarius today. That is indicative of the energy the collective is channeling in for this particular reading. But it is a timeless reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. So, adventure is the path to new worlds. Harmony is the beautiful melody in relationships. Bravery, face the unknown with bravery, trust your steps. Determination, face challenges with determination, you can achieve anything. Someone's going on an adventure, which could be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. It's one that is going to bring great peace. For some of you, you're not going to be doing it alone because we have harmony in relationships. For others, it's going to require great bravery to take this step towards whatever adventure this is. Trust your steps. This really reminds me of the Fool card. Interesting, I turned determination upside down. Face challenges with determination, you can achieve anything. Some of you may not think you know what's ahead and you're not sure if you want to take the challenge. Others of you have already shown great determination in whatever this adventure is. It's beautiful. I'm going to chime my bell just to cleanse and clear. It's almost springtime. Fall for the Southern Hemisphere. Again, timeless message. It's one of my apothecary sprays. It's called Calm Abundance. The label's a little faded, but it's got a wonderful, sunny, soothing sense for protection and staying strong and happy and just inviting the sun in your life. Chariot, when we split the deck here, wow, cards are just flying all the way. The Magician and Death, well, and the Four of Swords. King of Cups. High Priestess. It's interesting. The cards don't usually come out like this. Seven of Fire. Someone's got a lot to say. Eight of Earth on something they have been working on. That could be you or someone else. Four of Cups. Getting out of your own way, I'm hearing. All right. Let's see here. I didn't take the Chariot out, but there is some kind of forward movement depending on what you decide to do with this reading. Whatever guidance you receive. You're manifesting an ending, something you've been working on very hard. You've been healing. Some of you have been putting up boundaries with the Seven of Fire, King of Cups, Curandera of Water. It's very much being emotionally intelligent, evolved, stable. High Priestess, you've known something for a long time. You've been able to see something for a long time. The Magician is manifesting your will Also having everything available to you. Since it seems the theme of this is an adventure, which takes bravery, determination. Some of you are possibly working on being more harmonious and in balance. What is it that the viewer has known? 10 of Fire, some kind of burden. You've been able to see some kind of burden or need to put down some kind of burden in order to take these steps. Perhaps that's what the determination was getting through challenging times. Wow, the Empress. In order to be comfortable, to be in your ultimate divine feminine nature. And again, gender isn't strict in tarot. It's a feminine receptive energy, 1414 on the timestamp. And masculine is active. Okay, so for some of you, this change has been about learning how to receive and put your burdens down so you can take better care of yourself to be able to take new journeys, new adventures, with or without other people. 9 of Fire, yeah. Persistence, which is very similar to determination, right? For some of you, you just wanted rest. You've been working at something for a very long time. You just wanted rest. And the Emperor. I'm not doing a love reading today, folks. I told Spirit no. I know some of y'all get a little burnt out on that, so we're gonna not take this as a divine pair, but if it applies to you, by all means, the Emperor and the Empress is the ultimate divine match. But for me, I feel like this is about finding that union within yourself, becoming a divine being, knowing when to act and when to receive. Again, being in balance, being in harmony, like we saw with this card, right? Maybe it's been something you've had to stay very determined about. Yeah, maybe that's the new adventure. Maybe it's not even about another adventure. Maybe this has been the adventure, right? For some of you, I'm hearing you've just wanted someone to take care of you. Madre of Air. But you've got strong boundaries up. And again, in order to embody this balanced masculine, feminine nature, and also be a receptive King of Cups archetype who is kind of stoic but extremely deep emotions, you have to know how to have strong boundaries, which also with the 10 of Wands, that could be something you learned on this adventure. And the 7 of Wands here, 7 of Fire, also represents strong boundaries. Also Spirit protecting you. So it could be boundaries with others. It could be boundaries with yourself that you had to learn. Both, as within, so without, right? Justice. Yeah. Coming in correct for yourself. That's what you had to learn. Also, becoming this divine being, becoming this evolved, in balance person, you had to know what was fair for you and what wasn't. 7 of Swords. Not running away from things that matter to you and not running away from yourself and what you truly want and desire. Also having a strategy, having a plan in order to stay determined. For some of you, it's saying no to runner types, if that is about love. I'll touch on it, but not today. What is that? 7 of Earth. Yeah, and knowing what to invest in. 7 of Pentacles. Perhaps it's your work. We do have the 7 and 8, I believe. Yeah. 7 and 8 of Pentacles. So you're in this position now. But again, this could be past, present, or future for you. Take it how it resonates. We're all on different timelines. You've been investing in yourself so you can focus on what you love. This could be anything, okay? This could also be a large group of people that's there to support you. This could be a community. This could be a big project y'all work on. And getting into a stable place with yourself helped you be able to embody that. If you're interested, I will link at the end of this video our last reading, which is You Are No Longer Suffering Defeat. You might like that reading. It's the same deck, the Herb Crafter's Tarot. Wow! 10 of Pentacles, y'all. Yeah, for some of you, this is about building generational wealth and stability. This is a lot of good fortune. And again, as within, so without. When you become a balanced, stable person, you have this to build upon and offer. Now, Nine of Pentacles is not here, which is telling about something about independence is what you're possibly working on now, or that's what you're coming into being comfortable. Perhaps right now, whoopsie, I'm sorry if I got the mic there. Mercury's retrograde, bear with me. Eight of Fire. Quick movement towards something. Communicating. This is how some of you become more independent, and this is a collective reading, so it's going to touch on multiple energies. This could also be travel. For some of you, you want to travel, but you're not feeling super independent, or for some of you, you don't know how you could leave your projects, your work, your community at this time. What do you have to say about that, Spirit? Whoa, that's a lot. I'll look at it, but I don't know if I'll take it. Two of Fire, making plans. Six of Air, to go into something peacefully, to also be guided by Spirit. Wow, Ace of Cups. To have more self-love, self-care. All aces are blessings, so if you want them, claim them. And you can claim a message by liking this video, leaving an emoji in the comments. I appreciate the engagement and you being here. The Hanged One. This is a new perspective that you either need or you've gained. It's a new perspective on how to make plans and fulfill your own cup, which will lead you to peace with the four of these. I think I'll just take the whole deck back. Oh, and Four of Swords here on the bottom, upright, was on the table, but it popped back into the deck, which was interesting. Some of you are done resting, but it's still very present that you really need to still take care of yourself. Whew, that sunshine is toasty. It's such a beautiful day here. I live in the Sierra Nevadas. The Wheel of Fortune, ending cycles, closing out things, also being seen, allowing yourself to be seen by more people. That's important for some of you. And in order to be seen, you have to restore your inner balance. Again, a lot of emphasis on balance here. And there's the Chariot. Now it wants to come out. Some of you are sick of this, though, and you're ready for the next adventure. You want to get moving. What does Spirit have to say about that? You also want victory and success. So if Spirit's telling you to rest just a little bit longer, perhaps instead of looking at it as something you have to do that's keeping you stuck, you could look at it as something you get to do. Remember, perspective with the Hanged One, with the, where to go? Yeah. For those of you that divine, that are spiritual, ask Spirit for more assistance. For those of you that aren't, journal it out. Try to gain another perspective on this, that rest is a gift. It's not a punishment. And that's actually how you embrace this Empress energy, right? So remember that. You might already know how to be an emperor, which is be in charge of your own domain and everything else, be able to take action, delegate to others. The Empress also knows how to delegate so she can take care of herself. And again, this is not gender descript, but I am using he, him, she, her pronouns. But you could be non-binary and embody these energies. Eight of Cups, the Lovers, Nine of Swords. Wow, okay, so that's definitely touching on the last reading. Below that was the Ten of Cups, but I'm not going to take that. So the last reading, we talked about you being in this Eight of Cups energy, and usually it's someone walking away, but in this case, it's getting much needed rest after having walked away from things that no longer serve you, especially old ways of being, emotions, etc. So this is double emphasis that you're learning self-care. You're learning to embody emotional fulfillment here. And this is helping you become more balanced with your divine masculine and feminine, to be in union with yourself, with the lovers. And remember, for those of you that are looking for love, in order to attract a healthy match that's on your level, equally yoked, as they say, you have to embody it within. That's how you become a match to something. You embody it. That's Manifestation 101. So, how do you embody something? You start understanding the energy of it. You stop thinking about these things. This is the Nine of Swords card, where other people are possibly sabotaging you and you're stuck in betrayal and what you've lost and what you lack and all these thoughts and anxiety and sleepless nights. You put that away and you think about what keeps you balanced. This is also a choice, making yourself the ultimate choice. And by resting and receiving in between action, being able to go between the two, you become a divine being, which is the embodiment of all these energies. The Magician card here is calling to me. I'm going to put all these back and shuffle again. Yeah, okay. Again, the Magician can represent communication. It can represent manifestation. It can represent having everything at your disposal. Perhaps some of you don't feel like you have everything you want and need yet in order to be in union with yourself, to be balanced, or to attract a balanced partner. For those of you that's about love. Again, I don't want to talk about love, Spirit. Can we not? I channel. I'm also a psychic medium. So, you know, just having a little word there. Excuse me. So, Magician and the Lovers, those are both cards of Gemini, which again, communication. Also, for some of you having a dualistic nature, I'm a multifaceted person, so I believe that we pull different parts of ourselves out to be successful in different areas of our life. Some people, they do that with a mask. Other people do it because they wear many hats. However you want to look at it, right? It just fell. The Nine of Fire and the 10 of Air. Whatever wounds you're feeling that you've had to be persistent in overcoming, the sun is kind of blasting my cards out. I apologize for the glare. The 10 of Swords is the end of that betrayal. And we talked about this in the last reading. Definitely check it out. Okay. I also have a tarot playlist that I usually link at the end called Divine With Me. The 10 of Cups again. Yeah, some of you don't want to talk about love either. My throat chakra keeps shutting down. And the Fool, new beginnings. 10 of Cups usually is personal wish fulfillment with another person. And in the last reading, we did talk about being in the 8 of Cups means that the next step is being in the 9 of Cups, which is personal wish fulfillment. So this is wish fulfillment with others. It's your sense of family, community, happy home, and it doesn't have to be necessarily with another person. It could be with your friends, with your animals, your dream home, and then when you're ready, another person. But again, the Fool is a new journey. Just like wow, someone really doesn't want to talk about this. Determination, right? Except this person right here is not walking off of a cliff, which the Fool card usually shows someone taking a leap of faith. This is walking into the horizon, into the sunset, right? Oh, actually, yeah, it was the bravery card here that I was thinking of. Like that, right? Except this person's contemplating. So the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Swords can also indicate self-betrayal or betrayal from others and keeping yourself from moving forward, which is causing you disharmony. For some of you, you're having an awakening about this. Judgment is here, the awakening card in this deck. Or some of you are under judgment by spirit. Five of Cups. Are you going to get out of your feels and move forward? Some of you have been really in loops and cycles. Oh, and there's the Nine of Pentacles right there, the Independence card. In order to become fully independent and wealthy within yourself, valuable within yourself, you have to stop keeping yourself stuck by refusing to move forward because you're scared of more betrayal and more pain. Now, I'm an advocate, so I talk about emotional healing. I talk about emotional intelligence. I talk about, interesting, the Death card was upside down. Face up. What the heck just happened to my cards? Yeah, some of you really don't want to hear about this. That's cool. Death and the Nine of Fire. Refusing to change to get out of your wounds next to the Ten of Swords. Some of you are very much keeping yourself stuck. If you are on a spiritual journey and awakening and you care about your growth, this isn't even about other people. This is about you coming into personal wish fulfillment for yourself. This is about you making your own decisions, choosing happiness over fear, really choosing love over fear. And we had the Ace of Cups. We had that divine blessing earlier, okay? Spirit's guiding you to safety right here. Six of Air. If you'll only accept their help, ask them. They want to help you. Therapy is also good too. Yeah, Haya of Water. That's the Page of Cups. That's somebody who feels very small emotionally. This is also the inner child. This came up in the last reading as well. So it's about doing inner child healing, showing up for your inner child. If you think about it, like, what would your inner child want right now? Would they want you, if imagine your inner child was your child, okay? Imagine, and if you don't want to imagine yourself having kids, that's fine. Imagine it's a niece or a nephew or a sibling for those that have genderqueer nephews or nieces. That's the word for it, by the way. I'm a proud mom of a genderqueer kid, so, you know, I talk about these things. If you're not comfortable, thanks for being here. It's all good. Yeah, Five of Swords. Cool. Have a nice day. Bye. Anyways, so Five of Swords is scattered thoughts, is feeling. This is also another card for the wounded warrior, like somebody who just went through battle and feels defeat, and they're just going to take whatever they can get, however they can get, because they don't feel like they deserve more. And that's right before the Six of Swords. So perhaps some of you, it would be really good to look at, okay, if you were dealing with a child or a younger sibling, if you can't do it within yourself and you don't want to go to therapy, which talk therapy, there's nothing wrong with it, okay? Some people don't feel that way, but I'm an advocate. So some use spiritual counsel. Ask yourself if a child was telling themselves, I can't do it. And trigger warning, I'm just going to give a scenario here. I can't do it. I'm stupid. I don't know how to put it together. This is lame. This person's saying something mean. I can't handle it. I don't like it. I don't want to do it. No, I'm not going to move. I don't care. And Spirit's here going, but look at how beautiful, how peaceful. Look, we set the table for you. You can do your art here. It's all going to be good. Here's the little inner child here, right? Ready to create, to grow, to be nurtured. And here's you as your adult self, again, making a choice, knowing that you have all the tools available to you. What do you want to choose? You want to keep doing this here, being scattered, feeling defeated? Or do you want to make the choice to be the magician and remember you have the power? And Spirit's here to support you because you've got a beautiful table set when you're ready to sit at it. Accountability for some of you. 5 of Wands, 8 of Air, Haya of Fire, Adelita of Air, 9 of Air, 4 of Cups. Right. Some of you want to fight me and tell me, oh, well, I can't. By the way, I'm a truth teller. Taylor? Someone's named Taylor? Might be. Or Ty. Or T. I don't know. That could be for somebody. Channeled that in for somebody from their loved ones. 5 of Wands. This is before the 9 of Swords, right? This is where you came from, feeling like you can't escape. Usually it's a person with a blindfold on and 8 swords around them. In this depiction, it's this overgrown garden with a gate and a stone wall. It looks like you can't get out, but look, the gate's open. All you got to do is walk around the bush and choose to go through the archway, the portal of your mind. Now, it's not that easy when you're in a trauma loop, okay? This takes persistence. Again, we had that emphasis. It takes work, it takes mindfulness. And if you truly want something more for your life, you have to make that choice, right? Choice, lovers, harmony, balance. And the Haya of Fire here, this is about following the little sparks, the divine inspiration, right? Perhaps some of you need to take focus off the work and know, okay, I've got rest time, I've got work time, I've got social time, and then I've got just me time to work on my passion projects, right? You take the fire and the water, guess what you get? Alchemy. This is like temperance minor. This is how you become a divine being in balance and harmony. Overcoming your wounds is emotional nurturing and following the little sparks of your inner child. Journal or start doing some things. Think about the things you used to do. 3555 on the timer. Think about the things that you used to do when you were a kid that brought you joy. Now, some of us didn't have very joyful childhood experiences. Sometimes talking to a trusted older figure from your childhood that you trust, for some of you, it could be a grandparent. I know personally that I had some of the best times with my grandparents, and they reminded me of my inner joy. I would have conversations with my grandma about the summers I spent. I saw the tower on the bottom. Some of you don't see a big change coming. Yeah. And that makes some of you want to run away. Anyways, just maybe talk to somebody you trust from your childhood that had experience with you to kind of reignite that knowing within yourself. Also come up with a strategy, right? Here we are, the World. And earlier I realized I said the Wheel of Fortune like it was the World card, okay? So that's significant for somebody or a few people. It is your destiny to be seen by the world, to tell your story or share your crafts. And it has something to do with being unlocked with your inner child. So that's a spark, divine inspiration in itself. Interesting. The Magician went upside down. Some of you still don't think you can do it. Perhaps learning about how to manifest would be beneficial to you. Yeah, the hidden ending here is, I think it has to do with the Tower, is closing the cycle. Some of you don't realize you're about to actually close the cycle. You're closer than you think. Okay. For 7 of Wands, some of you have learned how to put up your boundaries, but it would do you well to actually loosen your grip a little and put your sword down just a little bit. You don't have to, it's like the Queen of Swords we got earlier. You don't have to, I know this is hard. All right, look, I'm a trauma survivor myself. It can take a while to trust again. But when you trust yourself and you know that you got your back and you're safe no matter what, you can be around other people again. Now, I live out in the middle of nowhere on a mountain. All right. I did my healing work, I did my hermit's journey. So maybe some of you need to get away for a while. Some of you don't have that luxury. So find a peaceful place. It could be a park, it could be a coffee shop, it could be a friend's house. Again, grandparents or someone else in your family that you feel safe with. For some of you, it's a partner, whoever it is for you. Some of you could just be walking your dog, say by the river or something, you know, if you have dogs. I don't know. That just came up. That's for someone. Five of Swords. Some of you still feel like a victim. And the more we feel like a victim, the more we tell the universe we're a victim. Now, that doesn't mean that you haven't been victimized. Five of Cups. Some of you are really in your feels about this. This is some challenging energy. 10 of Wands. This is an end to your wounds, to the cycle, if you choose to find another way to look at it. Trust me, I've been through it. It is not easy when you actually have been victimized and then you're trying to convince yourself that you're not when you're still healing and recovering. The best thing you can do is focus on the little sparks, the little inspiration that you have. Wow. Which will lead to the ultimate value. 10 of Pentacles again. This is going to give you the ultimate stability and for some of you, wealth. Whatever inspiration you have, for those of you that I'm picking up, that this is about your inner child actually making you wealthy, being successful in your work, there's some kind of divine inspiration you're going to stumble on, and that could be the Tower for you. Again, 8 of Cups, right? So we receive downloads when we rest, when we're in our divine feminine energy, or feminine. If you're not a divine this or that yet and you're on your way, that's okay. You can still receive downloads. But if you don't give yourself the time, the inspiration will hardly find you. So that's part of hustle culture. That's part of fight or flight. When you start learning how to regulate your nervous system, peace comes to you. The reason I'm in alignment with the place I'm at is because I chose harmony over war. And I won't get into that. Let's just say I know what I'm talking about. Ace of Wands, this is a hot new beginning for you. This is the ultimate inspiration. This is a trailblazing, okay? Some of you have big purposes. For the ones that are supposed to be seen in the world, look at that. It's your destiny to become tempered. It's your destiny to become balanced. For some of you, look up the mythology of an earth angel, because that's the card that represents. It also represents the archangels guiding some of you. Okay. And for those of you that refuse to move forward because you don't think it's possible, work on your thoughts. Look into mindfulness practices and remember that what you put out there is what you're going to get back. I got a beautiful red hawk flying over my head right now. In the last reading, Isis came up as a possible deity for some that is helping you through this, and hawks represent that. 5 of Pentacles, getting out of a lack mindset. 4222 on the timer. The last channeled message I released called a fiery channeled message, which I just released yesterday, but again, timeless message. That one is in cards. It's a spiritual message, and I actually get into NPCs on that, non-player characters, and it's a little controversial, but again, I'm a truth teller, okay? So I'm also an empath. Some would call me a Heyoka. And if you don't know what that is, look into it, okay? Ace of Pentacles, you don't see. If you get out of this lack mentality, Spirit has another blessing for you. This is also a windfall. This could be huge material gain, something to get your projects off the ground. For some of you, this could be a house, a home, a car, a new way of life, a new huge career opportunity, or a whole other person. That could be friend, that could be roommate, that could be partner, that could be a new version of you. The choice is yours, lovers. Okay. Three of Fire, expand, grow. Some of you get to travel if you choose this. That's part of your divine spark. Wow. Nine of Fire, some of you are ready to put the wounds down. Good job. Some of you don't want to move forward, and that's your choice. And, you know, I'm not going to sit here and hold your hand the rest of the way so you can feel better about yourself. And okay, I'm ready for the nasty comments, but you know what? That's all right. 10 of Cups. Do you want this? Focus on what that is for you. Figure it out. Embrace it. What is your happily ever after? Start setting intentions. When you get negative thoughts that come up, tell yourself, no. You know what? What's another way I can look at that? Instead of going, I'm useless, I'm pointless, I can't do this. Because you know what your inner critic is? It's all the terrible things that your parental figure said to you when you were a kid that you internalized up here. And then if you have trauma, you repeat it in your adulthood. When you are cutting yourself down and you're telling yourself you're a POS and you can't do this, you can't do that, you're also telling other people that. As within, so without. You're also attracting those kinds of people. So if you start changing the way you feel inside, again, we had the Ace of Cups earlier. That's a divine gift of emotional fulfillment. It could also be love. For some of you, you might meet a partner that brings out these better qualities. But remember, we meet people where they're at because we are also there. And sometimes we grow out of that. And if you're expanding, perhaps now's not the time to focus on that, but setting intentions to eventually have it here with the 10 of Cups. So there's some guidance for you. I know I got a little tough. I have a Taurus moon and a Taurus north node, so, you know, I keep it real around here. Again, with the 10 of Fire. You've already put your burdens down for some of you. You've already overcome. You just need to accept it. And that's part of what the rest is going to give you, is the realization that you don't have to battle anymore. Yeah. Some of you experienced great heartbreak, some kind of betrayal. For some of you, this is from a group. For others of you, it's perhaps you were the one that betrayed somebody and you have to forgive yourself for that. Okay, maybe you broke your own heart, and that can be part of the cycles. That can be part of wounds. But it's possible that whatever cycle you closed here with that is what you're recovering from now. And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, 5 of Cups. Some of you are really upset about this. You're focusing on what you've lost versus what you still have. Okay, look, this garden, I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of fenced in, kind of like the 8 of Swords, right? And there's this beautiful stream behind. There's this beautiful relief, this refreshment, this greater adventure that you get to go through, right? But you're kind of keeping yourself safe in this little enclosed pen when there's an entire forest to explore. You have the bounty of an entire forest or an entire village or an entire community. For some of you, traveling, if you have the ability, would actually help open you up and stop focusing on your wounds and the pains of the past and start finding ways to make yourself happy. It starts by making the choice to do things you love versus things that cause you pain. Yeah, it's a choice to heal. And this is part of your destiny. This is part of your forward motion. And again, for some of you who are meant to be seen, you're overcoming this and you're actually leveling up and you're becoming a star. That's not for everyone, but there is a part of this group that has that in their potential. But you have to make the choice. Some of you have already made this choice. Some of you might actually already be a star. I want to read on, because I feel like we've really focused on kind of the middle and the lower part of this energy, the moon, the subconscious. Yeah, let's talk about the subconscious. Let's talk about overcoming emotional trauma and that which is hidden. For some of you, some things were done in the dark that are yet to come to light, and perhaps that's part of your justice. It could be something you did, or it could be something you experienced. So for some of you that are holding space for everyone else, thank you for being here. I love it when people simply show support with their energy. King of Swords. Some of you are already communicating about this. Some of you have really been through it. The King and Queen of Swords are typically the two kings that either represent two things, right? It's either someone who has gone through a divorce when it comes to love, or some serious separation. And the other meaning of the card is somebody who's been through a lot of heartbreak, a lot of trauma, and has been battle worn, but is successful, knows how to use discernment, put down boundaries, communicate well, and be a healthy person. Okay? So some of you very much represent this. You've had it hard, but you're stable and you know how to stay in balance. The Justice card is also associated with the King and Queen of Swords, right? They're Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, air sign influence in the tarot, right? As far as astrology goes, I don't typically read out astrology signs, even though I'm also a professional astrologer, because well, I'm not going to get into that right now, but it's about the energy. And if you know basic astrology, you'll understand that. Wheel of Fortune. Some of you are on top now because you overcame these wounds and because you became stronger within yourself and you learn how to communicate well. How did these individuals do that? How did they get so successful? The world. We were just talking about the Wheel of Fortune and the world. Look at that. Closing cycles. Brought you on top, brought you good fortune. It's also the end of a major karmic cycle, making the choice to move forward and to trust that the world is working out for you in your favor, not against you. That's how you did that. Is there any advice you can give to the rest of the class? And I think we're going to close this up with a Kuan Yin Oracle. Okay, we got 3 cards here. Wow. 4 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, and High of Water. Again, that's pretty much what we were talking about here. Some of you, this is about healing your inner child, and you'll be able to move forward with this wealth, with this stability, with this gift from spirit. But for some of you, you got to let something go. For others of you, this is about you're already building something. You already have a foundation. Just keep going. Keep going. Okay? For some of you, that means you got to move through the 5 Pentacles. You got to move through the lack mindset and start learning how to transmute. You can do this. You can do this. I did it. People thought I was hopeless at one point. Now I'm an emotional alchemist. If anybody ever told you you weren't capable, that's probably still in your mind. Start showing yourself you're capable by making the choice. And again, you don't have to take any of this guidance, but that's what it is. It's guidance. And if you made it this far, there's something that you wanted to hear. And there's something that you have to share with everyone else. Okay? It's going to be okay. Wow. It's going to be okay. Make a wish. 9 of Cups. We were just talking about it. Your personal wish fulfillment for some of you is to become the Queen of Pentacles. It's to be this most stable, wealthiest, divine, feminine nature This is also associated with the Nine of Pentacles. And again, it doesn't matter what your gender is. This is about being feminine, receptive, taking very good care of yourself, being in a stable environment, having all your needs met, and getting to nurture and take care of others, being grounded, being stable. This is your wish fulfillment. This is how you get to that. Everything I just told you, go back and watch the video again if you need to. Watch the prior reading, check out the other channeled messages. I go deep, I go real, I go raw in ways that other people won't. I'm going to tell you straight talk, real talk every single time. I will still lift you up and tell you you are already embodying this if you believe. What does this mean to you? How do you become that? Maybe make a vision board. That could be a creative project. All right, Kuan Yin, my love, what do you have to tell us today? Actually, before that, I've never done this before, but I've got some Scrabble tiles. Spirit was like, pull them out, Ellie. I was like, all right. So if this letter, any of the letters, you can try to like come up with words. Maybe there's a name. Let's see what we got here. I could hold them all up, but that would be really tedious. So just trust that when I'm reading off, maybe you can tell if you can read upside down. I don't know, maybe you can. Oh, there's a blank tile. Fill in the blank, right? Giicyjeo. Okay, so let me just channel into this and see what I've got here. CJ could be initials. Jig. The jig is up. Yeah, which means you can't fool yourself anymore. I, or no, well, we could make that the blank tile. EYE. Ego. Oh, there's a good one. Ego. Check your ego. Your ego is where your fear comes from, and your soul is where your intuition comes from. It'd be good to learn the difference between the two. YE, we're going to use the blank for yes. Yes, you have a yes from the universe. Jed. Jed could be significant. I'm using the blank tile. These letters are a little difficult. Good thing I used to play Words app, or what's it called? I don't know. I used to have fun. I'm kind of a nerd sometimes with a Words app and expanding my vocabulary. It's a good way to kind of exercise that mental energy if you find you get stuck a lot in your mind, and find another way to channel that. That's for somebody. CO, and then I'm going to use the blank for N. Con. Again, with the jig is up, don't con yourself into old patterns and behaviors. I mean, if you truly want to continue to, not want, and I know that can be seem kind of disrespectful, but if you truly believe that you are not capable of having what you deserve, you'll continue to experience victimization. I had a serious situation where I had to make a choice. Am I going to survive, or am I going to not make it through this? I chose to survive, and it took being strong and resilient and focusing on my thoughts so I could overcome extreme adversity. You can do it. And if you don't think you can, subscribe, join the community. And everyone, I may not be super responsive in the comments because I don't really do social media, and it's really difficult to track all the notifications and all that. I'd rather sit out here in nature, harvest herbs, whatever, than sit on my computer and scroll. That's just me personally. But I'm building a community here, so support each other, okay? Conversate in the comments, show each other, talk about things that have worked for you. Like, let's start supporting each other here, because I'm not going anywhere. And maybe one day I'll hold lives and we can all talk in a live. You never know. Okay. Let's see, is there anything else? Gigi is coming up using the blank tiles. Gigi. Goad is coming up. Someone's trying to goad somebody. Interesting. Be careful with that. Joy is also here. Joy, find your joy, that little divine spark with your little inner child. Go is an obvious one. Koi, being a little coy, are we? Yeah, or koi fish could be a synchronicity. Guy could be a name, or you could be a guy. Cog, the wheels in the machine, missing parts. That could be part of your strategy, is seeing where you have focused too much on the cog and not the whole wheel. That was a Wheel of Fortune joke. Anyways, don't mind me. If you're still here, you're pretty cool, because this is a longer one. I was like, I'm going to do a 20-minute tarot reading and be one of those hip readers who don't waste anyone's time with extended chats and da-da-da. And then I'm like, you don't waste people's time. Just chill. Just let spirit run the show. All right. I hope that helped you. If you came up with any other words, go ahead and leave them in the comments. What does Kuan Yin, beautiful, beautiful Kuan Yin of love and compassion, talk about divine feminine? I didn't know what kind of reading I was going to do. Like, she has a lot to say. Nope. We're not going to talk that much Kuan Yin. Bamboo Moon. I feel like we may have pulled this one before. Okay. So, beautiful. This is the pocket edition, by the way, so it's the smaller version. Did you know that there are no mistakes in the universe, and all events, circumstances, relationships, and situations are unfolding in perfection with the timing and intelligence of the divine plan? Any apparent delay is in your favor. If something is happening for you right now, then that is perfect too. Divine timing is perfection. It is safe to trust this now. The Wheel of Fortune can also represent that. So you can save it if you want, screenshot it, whatever. And I say that it's one of my mantras, is everything is happening in my favor with divine timing, which is always right on time. And it is. When you trust the divine and you are divinely led and you trust your intuition and you don't get caught up in the rat race, you will always have what you need when you need it if you trust the process. I don't know why I'm shuffling. Maybe there's one more message the Kuan Yin wants to give us. Yeah. Ooh, I have not. No, sweetheart. We're not. She has a lot to say. We're gonna you just stay there. All right. This one's called The Dance Unveiling. 101 on the timer. The Dance Unveiling. There is a situation in your life that is about to reveal itself to you with greater clarity. Just like sand shifting, the picture will seem clearer and quite different to how it once appeared to you. The clarity will bring you great relief and confirmation on your intuition. Be patient and allow the revelation to come to you at the perfect time. What were we just talking about? It's like I'm a psychic or something. I can be a little sarcastic. Don't mind me. It's a family trait. So yeah, divine timing is at play, and it is the perfect timing, and something is about to reveal. For those of you that you're about to receive a tower moment, well, there you go. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all rock and roll for being here. And I really hope you figure it out. I really hope you choose to trust yourself. It's not an easy process. I'll give you a little cleansing. I know I can be a little tough, all right? But I'm also really loving. So, like, know that if you decide to be a part of my community here, you're always going to hear the truth, but I'm also always going to give you something to move with that truth, all right? Thank you for being here. I hope you have a wonderful day. From my home, the Sierra Nevadas, to yours. Bye, darlings.